Hello students. In the previous two videos, we discussed about the tissue one and the tissue two, part one and part two. We discussed about the meristematic tissue and the permanent tissue in the plant. Especially in this video, I am going to discuss about the epidermis. Epidermis and its various aspects. Various points related to the epidermis. In this video, I am going to talk about. Now, now when we talk about epidermis, epidermis is the outer layer of the plant body. In the plant, in the whole plant body, the outer layer is made up of epidermis. The outer layer, the single outer layer, the single celled outer layer is known to be as epidermis. You can say it is a boundary of the plant. The cells which are protecting the boundary, it is known to be as epidermis. The single cell layer. Single cell layer is known to be as the epidermis, which is a continuous layer. Which is a continuous layer, the epidermis. Now we have to talk about this epidermis and the various aspects. What is there in your chapter, the NCERT book. What it is there. Now the first thing which is there in your NCERT book about this epidermis is that the cells of the epidermis is little bit relatively flat. They are flat cells as compared to the other cells of the plant. So relatively they are flat cells, and the let us suppose these are the epidermal cells. These are the epidermal cells. Let us suppose these are the epidermal cells. Now there is the special structure we are going to talk about later. There is the special structure which we are going to talk about later. There is the special structure. Now the cells of the outer boundary and the sidewise boundary are little bit tougher, or you can say little bit thicker than the inner side. The cells are relatively flat, and the side walls and the upper walls, the outer wall and the side walls are little bit thicker than the inner wall. So that is the speciality of the cells of the epidermis. The first thing is the epidermal cells are relatively flat cells. They are flat cells, and the second thing is the outer and the side walls and the outer walls are little bit thicker than the inner walls. That is the thing. Okay. Now the next point I am going to discuss is about the thickness actually. Now in desert plant, where the availability of the water is very less, there the epidermis becomes thick. And the thickness is known to be as the thickness. First of all, why it becomes thick? Why it becomes thick? Because it prevents the water loss. Now in the desert plant, it is very important for the plants to reserve the water in their body, because the availability of the water is very less. So here the epidermis becomes thick, and sometimes a waxy layer, a waxy layer is developed over the epidermis. That waxy layer is of cutine, substance known as cutine. That waxy substance is known as cutine, and a waxy layer is formed, which is known to be as cuticle. So this waxy layer, thickened epidermis and the waxy layer prevent the water losses from the prevent the water losses from the plant. Is it clear? Now the next thing we are going to discuss is the stomata. Now when we examine, when we microscopically examine, when we examine the leaf, when we examine the leaf or the leaf of some plant, or you can say when we examine the leaf under the microscope, especially the epidermis of the leaf, we found that very small pores. Let us suppose these are this is the epidermis. In the epidermis, we found very minute pores like this. Very minute pores like this on the in the epidermis. So these minute pores are known to be as stomata. These minute pores are known to be as stomata. So we are going to discuss the structure of the stomata. We are going to discuss the structure of the stomata, how the stomata is formed, how it is formed, what is the structure of the stomata, and the function of stomata. So first I am going to talk about the function of the stomata. What is the two major function which is performed by stomata? Now the first major function performed by stomata is transpiration. First major function is performed by the stomata is transpiration, and the second is exchange of gases. I'm going to explain you what it is. The exchange of gases. The exchange of gases and transpiration, these are the two major functions performed by stomata. Now the first is the transpiration. What is transpiration is? Now I'm giving you the definition. Transpiration is the loss of water from the leaf. Transpiration is the loss of water from the leaf in the form of water vapors. In the form of water vapors. If the water in the form of water vapors coming out from the leaf, that phenomenon, that process is known to be as transpiration, and that transpiration is very important for the plant because this transpiration phenomenon makes available water to the higher parts of the plants, to the leaves. Now this transpiration, so excess water should be removed by this process also. So the transpiration is a process which is performed by the stomata. The removal of the water from the aerial parts of the plant in the form of water vapors. This phenomenon is known to be as transpiration. And the second thing is the exchange of gases. Now we know that there is a need for plants, and the carbon dioxide is needed for the plant for doing the photosynthesis process. So there should be need of a carbon dioxide, and because oxygen is produced as a waste product in the process of photosynthesis, so it has to be removed from the plant body. So CO2 is required, the carbon dioxide is required, and the oxygen is removed from the plant body. So taking carbon dioxide in, taking CO2 in, and removing the oxygen, that is what called the exchange of gases. And in the exchange of gases, the exchange of gases is very important for the plant, and it is done through the stomata. So the two major functions performed by stomata. The first is the transpiration, that is the loss of water from the aerial parts of the plant in the form of water vapors. And second is the exchange of gases, the carbon dioxide coming in and O2 comes out. Now we are going to see the structure of the stomata, how the stomata appears. Now when we see the stomata, stomata is made up of two guard cells. guard cells is of bean shape. These are the two guard cells. The stomata is made up of this two guard cells, bean shaped cells are there. Now in these cells, a nucleus is present. In these cells, a nucleus is present. These are two guard cells. And inside it, there is a chloroplast. These are chloroplasts. Chloroplasts are linearly arranged. एक लाइन में linearly arranged. Linearly arranged chloroplasts, the two guard cells plays a very important role in the opening and the closing of stomata. I am going to explain you what is opening and closing of the stomata. And the cells which are surrounding this, structure, these cells are known to be as subsidiary cells. They help in the opening and closing of the stomata. The cells are known to be as subsidiary cells. And these cells were helping in the opening and the closing of stomata. So that is this pore is called the stomatal aperture. Stomatal aperture or the pore. This is known to be the stomatal aperture or the pore. So this is the diagram for the stomata, and you found these minute pores. You found these minute pores in the epidermis. In the epidermis of the leaf. Sometimes you found this thing in the stem also. So this you have to remember. This you have to remember. The structure of the stomata. The function of the stomata, and the opening and the closing of the stomata. What does it mean, opening and closing of the stomata? I am going to tell you. Now these, now let us suppose if these pores remains open every time, then what would happen? So for example, let us say जब आप अपने घर के बारे में बात करते हैं तो क्या घर का दरवाजा हमेशा खुला रहता है? नहीं, एक टाइम आता है जब वो बंद भी होता है और एक टाइम ऐसा आता है कि जब वो ओपन रहता है. तो जब उसकी ज़रूरत है घर के दरवाजे के ओपन रहने की तब वो ओपन रहेगा, जब उसकी ज़रूरत है बंद होने की तब वो बंद होगा. अगर वो कंटिन्यूसली खुला रहेगा तो हो सकता है कि बहुत सारी चीज़ें हमारे घर में ना बच, हो सकता है कि बहुत सारी चीज़ें कोई उठा के ले भी जाए और हमें पता भी ना. रात में चोरी आया, चोरी करके चले गए. तो सेम कंडीशन, द सेम थिंग इज देयर इन द स्टोमेटा आल्सो. दिस stomata remains closed during the daytime, and during the night time it opens if it is required. Sometimes it is required that sometimes the plant need to open this stomata at daytime and closes at the night time. Sometimes it may need it. So whenever it is needed, the opening and the closing of the stomata, whenever it is needed, at that time the plant perform that function. Now, this opening and the closing of the stomata performed by these guard cells. These two guard cells perform the opening and the closing of stomata. And if somebody asks you what makes the opening and closing of the stomata, you please answer that the opening and the closing of the stomata is the function of guard cells. And the water is very, very important. In in the first chapter we studied the osmosis. Now if the water comes inside the guard cell, I am simply explaining you the phenomenon. When the water comes inside the guard cells, जैसे ही पानी गार्ड सेल के अंदर आता है, they become swell. जैसे ही पानी उनके अंदर आया, they become swell. And when they become swell, there is a gap generated in between. Let us say these are the two stromata, and if this shrink condition, ये shrink condition है, and when the water comes in this wells, तो a gap is found between it. एक gap इनके बीच में बन जाता है. And through that pore, the transpiration and the exchange of gases occurs. Now, when the water goes out, this becomes shrink. Okay? When the water goes out, the pore becomes shrink. So it is the function of guard cells. The opening and the closing of the stromata is the function of guard cells and the water. जैसे ही पानी गार्ड सेल के अंदर जाता है, गार्ड सेल्स जो है तो स्वेल जाते हैं, फूल जाते हैं, और उसकी वजह से क्या होता है, एक अपर्चर क्लियरली दिखाई देने लगता है. एक अपर्चर जो है वो हमें समझ में आता है, और जिसकी वजह से जिसमें से ट्रांसपिरेशन और एक्सचेंज ऑफ गैसेस हो रहे हैं. वही केस अगर हम वाटर के बारे में बात करें, तो पानी जो है वहाँ से रिलीज हो जाता है, और पानी जैसे ही वहाँ से श्रिंक रिलीज होगा तो ये जो स्ट्रोमेटा है ये क्या हो जाएंगे, श्रिंक हो जाएंगे, ये बंद हो जाएंगे. तो ओपनिंग एंड क्लोजिंग, आई थिंक यू अंडरस्टैंड. नाउ द next thing about the epidermis. Now these are the structures found in the epidermis. Now the next thing about the epidermis is in the roots. Now the root hairs. Now just forget this. Now the root hairs. Now root hairs are the special structures which is found in the roots and are responsible for absorption of water from the surrounding soil. So the epidermis transform themselves into the root hairs in the root system. So in the root system, epidermis transform themselves into the root hairs. And why it is there? Because epidermal cells forms the root hair, and those root hairs makes a greater surface area for the absorption. Those root hairs makes the greater surface area for the absorption of water. The absorption area is directly related to the number of root hairs. If the number of root hairs were more, surface area is more and the absorption is more. So please, this is the work of the epidermal cells in the roots. One more thing I am going to talk about is that when the tree becomes older, the inner meristematic tissue of the plant begins to appear on the outer surface, or they are moving towards the outer surface because the plant is increasing in the girth. Now I am talking about the bark and the cork. So the secondary meristem, actually, the meristem, the meristematic tissue, the lateral meristematic tissue, which is formed later in the life cycle of a plant, it begins to expand. Now this expansion of the tissues, the inner tissues, causes the epidermis to break down. So the breakdown of the epidermis is there. Now the breakdown of this epidermis causes making bark and the cork. And very important, there is a substance which is known to be a suberin, suberin, suberin. So this substance suberin is deposited on the walls or inside the cells of the bark and the cork and make it very impulsive. That means making impulsive, that means there is no impact of fungi. Fungi, I think it is, you know about the fungi. Fungi is a, Hindi में फफूंद बोलते हैं, and it is a disease causing organism in various plants and animals also. So now they become impulsive to the fungi and the water. Now the water won't going to insert it. अभी पानी जो है वो उनके अंदर नहीं जाएगा, उन सेल्स के अंदर पानी जो है वो जाएगा नहीं, और उनमें कोई भी फंजाई जो है वो लगेगी. So it becomes impulsive to water and the fungi, attack of the fungi. So that is what the epidermis for you. So just go through your NCERT book. Just please go through your NCERT book, and if you found any problem regarding this epidermis related questions and all, or you found any difficulty regarding the previous video, you please. Okay. Now my next video is going to come later. Soon you found my next video on the animal tissue. So please watch my videos and study well.